Captain's Log, May 21st, 2014. So we finally have a title for the Batman vs. Superman movie, and surprisingly, it is actually using Batman vs. Superman. I figured that was such a working title that eventually the title really wouldn't actually have that in there at all, but it does. And then it's got a weird subheading thing. So it's called Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Does anybody else think this sounds like a direct-to-video animated movie? Dawn of Justice? Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of people saying it's not so bad because it's kind of like Captain America: The First Avenger. It's like, it's a marketing kind of title in order to tell people what it is and set up what's to come. That part of the point of these movies is getting us to Justice League. We have the same thing with the Marvel movies, so why is it so bad? Well, it's not like Captain America: The First Avenger was called Captain America: Dawn of Vengeance, or Avenging, or something. The title makes it sound like you can't have justice until Batman and Superman fight each other. Like, even Dawn of the Justice League might have been a slightly better title. It still wouldn't have been that good. I don't know. So, I'll tell you what I'm glad is not there. I'm glad the word rise is not in this title. I'm glad, you know, after all, the word rise and the word dark, after all of the rising and darkness in titles recently, I'm glad that they managed to avoid either of those words. Yay. I guess I'm kind of glad that Batman and Superman managed to actually be in the title and we didn't come up with some wiggy way to avoid that, but you still know what it is, which seems to be kind of the MO lately for a lot of superhero movies. But what's weird is the title I made up for it when I did my April Fool's Day joke last month, it actually sounds better than this title to me. The title I made up was The Man of Steel Returns on a Dark Night. And I'm glad they didn't go there. I'm glad it wasn't, well, I mean, they wouldn't have done that. I'm glad it wasn't like, let's avoid having Batman and Superman even in the title. That's good. I mean, that means that they'll probably actually be called that in the film a lot. A lot of people didn't like that Superman wasn't called Superman very much in Man of Steel. This, at least we have the, Batman and Superman's names in the title. Okay, that's cool. I'm with people that are saying, because I read some comments where people were saying, hey, Batman's name shouldn't be first because it's supposed to be a Man of Steel sequel. Well, I'll agree with that, because I don't like that we're not getting some stuff in Superman's world before we get the setup movie to Justice League, before they do all that. This is not a Man of Steel sequel from what it's sounding like with the title. I mean, maybe when we see it, people won't be as shafted, the supporting cast won't be as shafted as it sure seems like they're likely to be. I don't want to judge things before I see them, of course, but I'm just reacting to the title and what we know right now. I don't like it. If it's a Man of Steel sequel, all of the emphasis seems to be on Batman first, and then like Superman's thrown majorly under the bus, right? Like in title alone and in logo, because we got a logo, it's Batman and Superman, and there is like a big chunk toward the bottom of the Superman logo that's taken out because it's Batman versus Superman and they're fighting, and it just really kind of implies that, like, before you can have the Superman the way we know him, and I know I haven't seen the film yet. I'm kind of speculating. I'm kind of spitballing and guessing here. But I will not be surprised if the idea is you can't have Superman the way we know and love him until Batman shows up and shows him what's what and what he's supposed to be like. And, I mean, usually that's not what it is. Usually it's just Superman and Batman have very different viewpoints about how to go about things. But given that we had kind of a darker, more conflicted Superman last time, considering the, spoiler alert, killing people, or the bad guy thing, I really wonder if this isn't going to be more of like Batman shows up and like fixes Superman. I kind of hope it's not that, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, so let me break the title down. So it's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. It seems like it's kind of telegraphing way too much of what's in the movie. Again, descriptive titles, fine, you want that, but it kind of just tells you the whole plot of the movie in the title. Okay, so Batman and Superman fight, and then they make up somehow, and then the Justice League gets formed, the end. Like, it's in the title. That's so weird. And then, I don't know, just like Dawn of Justice. Like, justice is an idea, you know? Like, it's not like you don't have justice, but I mean, maybe it's, okay, we don't have justice in this world yet, okay. But I'm just saying, like, it's such a weird title. Like, Batman and Superman have to fight, and then you have justice. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know, my immediate reaction is, this is a title, my immediate reaction is this title is really goofy, and I didn't know if they could pull it out and come up with something that sounded really good, and it turns out they couldn't. They really should have just called it Batman vs. Superman if that whole they're gonna fight thing is gonna be in the movie anyway, which we all assumed it probably would from the very, very beginning. It didn't seem like that. It seemed like that was the foundation they were building the whole thing on. That they want to do a Dark Knight Returns kind of thing, and so they're gonna do a Batman versus Superman fight in the movie. But with but like, it's not like they're even trying to hide the marketing of this, you know, like, okay, so even First Avenger, it's pretty obvious, yes, we're making a big deal out of, we're getting toward the Justice League, and here's Captain America, and you have to have him first. But here, it seems just like way too much. It's like, okay, Batman versus Superman, you gotta have both of those names in there, because people have been wanting Batman and Superman movie forever, so that's gonna sell the movie. You gotta get the word justice in there, because Justice League is a big deal. We're moving toward that. We want to catch up with what Marvel's doing, so we have to have that in there. But the word justice is also in there because we have to validate having these Justice League characters in the film before we actually have Justice League, so that people don't think that we're just like you know, stacking this movie up with way too much stuff for no reason. Oh no, don't worry, we have a plan. I think it's kind of what that title is saying, but I'm not trusting it, and it just, I don't know, it just sounds goofy. Anyway, so, I don't know, I'm looking forward to seeing what other people think about the title. There it is. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad movie. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to have a good time going and seeing it. I still love what Ben Affleck looks like in the Batsuit. I still like what little we've seen so far of the Batmobile and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, like, there's stuff to be excited about. Also, I'm a little bit less down on the whole DC Warners don't seem to have a plan thing if they're shooting these two movies together like it seems like they're trying to, although I was reading something the other day that said that might not actually happen because of scheduling conflicts with Ben Affleck. I don't know. But anyway, it does seem like they are at least conceiving these two movies together as maybe kind of one big piece. So if it turns into more of like a 4 or 5 hour epic altogether, then I might be a little bit more okay with it. But I don't know. I just don't think we need this, like really heavy, throw everything into one pot kind of title. Like, you know, less is more with titles a lot of the time. It's really too long. But anyway, that's how I feel about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have to say. And in the meantime, I'm Captain Logan. And thanks for watching. This was today's Captain's Log.